Hey, hello, hello. It is Tammy with Cheers to Creativity. Essential Stencil has created these beautiful, beautiful transfers for us to use, not just now for the current season, but for seasons to come. And 100% of the proceeds are going to go to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I am a breast cancer survivor, so this means a whole lot to me that they are willing to do something so spectacular to help fund research to make a difference in breast cancer. Before we do the project, let me just show you really quickly what's left of these transfers for me. These are super sweet. This is called Wings of Hope, and you have the little fairies, but you also have the sweet little animals. We have some little mushrooms, some little birdies, just super, super cute. So this would be great for spring, great for Mother's Day. It's really an everyday kind of set that you can grab and use elements from. This is a frame, that sparkly frame, and I got it from Dollar Tree. And what I've done is I have cut a piece of canvas. So I want to put this sweet little fairy on here. I'm going to put you down. And so I like the word inspired, but I think I'm just going to use inspire. So I'm going to do the word inspire. So we have the little word that says inspire. I'm going to take my transfer off. Our transfers have this shiny side looking at us, and as you peel it off, that's where the design is. And you put it right about there. Yep. And you always want to make sure you're making sure you're touching those points of that hair at the very tip of her shoes, and it'll start to almost lift on its own. If there's a point that it feels like it's tugging, you just lay that protective covering back down and you rub a little more. Okay. Now, before I decide if I'm going to add any more words, I am going to just take the frame real quick. And that is our first little project using the Wings of Hope transfers. Now, I am going to grab that set. We were just looking at it. And I found these very cute small lanterns. This is one, and this is the other. Now, I'm not exactly sure where I got each of them. I believe this one came from Dollar Tree, and this one came from Hobby Lobby. I think I'm just going to use a few of these little butterflies on one of these lanterns. I'm going to put one up here, about like there. Again, I'm just peeling this off. This is glass. I did wipe it down with rubbing alcohol just to be sure it was nice and clean. And I just used the same kind of rubbing alcohol we all have in our medicine cabinets. There we go. Pulled that one off. And I think it's super sweet. Let me just find a little switch here. Hang on. And it does glow. Isn't that cute? So, what do we have up next? I'm actually going to be using the basic set of our new, the October stencil of the month. Okay. This is the one that was announced in the 14th of last month. I have a frame. Again, my frame came from Dollar Tree. All right. So I'm going to get my tree on here first. I'm actually going to just make my tree kind of like a gray. I'm kind of ignoring those leaves right now. We're going to put leaves on here, but we're just not going to worry too much if I catch them exactly as they're showing. Okay. So I'm just going to grab another little brush, and I'm grabbing some pink paint. I'm offloading it and my leaves. And there's a couple little flowers down here, so I can see one there. Is this one still on there? Yep. There's a little flower here. A little flower there. Okay. And rather than, there is a spot to use for the greenery too, but I think I'm just going to lift it off right now. Okay. And you see where the bridges are? I'm going to kind of use those to add some extra little lines to my tree. Okay. You'll see why in a moment. I'm not following them exactly, but I am going to let a couple of them branch off. Maybe up this way a little bit too. Maybe that's how I connect some of these leaves that are up here. And I'm just going to pick up a little green paint, and I'm just going to grab whatever I can pull from the top. This happens to be festive green. And we know this was a little flower. Okay, just a little bit. Now I'm going to go and grab transfers from another set. I'm going to cut out this cute little skeleton. It's pretty good. We will add some color to the background when we're done, but right now we're just going to get him in here. Lay him down. And I'm putting this on paper, and it's generally pretty easy to put our transfers on paper. That's why they're great to make greeting cards or fun gift bags with. Okay, so we've got our little guy. We might need to come back and grab a little more green right underneath his feet so he's nice and grounded. We want to make sure he's grounded. And I think we're going to add a little bit. And again, I'm just rubbing them on. It probably would have been beneficial to hit it with a blow dryer, but I was pretty sure they were going to dry pretty quickly. Pick up a little bit of this blue. And it's in my brush, but I am going to tap it onto my paper towel so I don't have too much water. And I think that blue is kind of cool. We're just going to come in here and just add a little bit of blue. And it's just got a little bit of a shimmer. Okay, so remember, I had the frame. I am merely putting my paper in here. I'm going to flip it around super quick so you can see what it looks like. And I think I'm going to leave the frame just as it is. All right. I have a block of wood. I'm going to use some sour apple. I'm just going to put some on here. I've just got a damp cloth. You could use a paper towel if you wanted to. So I've got that colored. I think I'm just going to grab some Hauser Green Dark. I'm going to let that just sit for just a second because I have these little glasses. I'll cut out my little bubblegum girl. Sure, get this edge down. I'm just going to pull some. And then just to give it a little more dimension, I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of white as well. Brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that clear glitter, and we're just going to put a little bit of clear glitter on that bubble. We're going to give her glasses. She's going to have little pink glasses with her little bubble gum, and she's floating above these little flowers down below. And I have another frame, and this comes with a board like such. I printed out and sized down the song Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And I'm going to take my board here. I think we're just going to use it as the paper. Okay, and I'm just going to grab one of the little angels. Of the angel on. Doesn't need to go in the middle. Doesn't have to be a full angel. Go ahead and grab the frame part of this. Going to flip it over. But just how sweet that is, just as it is. And again, if you wanted to add something more to it, you certainly could. I have a book. This book is called The Christmas Box. And we're just going to apply a transfer to this. Let's cut this one out. I'm seeing a little bit of my markings on here, but I got to tell you, I don't know if I have it with me. I will give this a quick one coat of a top coat or a varnish. So I showed you the witch and the ghost from the spooky set. We did angels we have heard on high, and this little angel here. Okay. From our Wings of Hope, we did the Inspire with the sweet little girl that inspired my transformation, and the sweet little butterflies, which also are a transformation idea. Let's go ahead and do this one. I'm going to base coat. This is another different little ornament. We're going to put him down right about there. Lay him down. Using a little brush, picking up some white, straight white paint, and I'm going underneath him. You can go a little bit on top of him as well. How sweet is that? Isn't that cute? All right. I'm going to lift this up. We got a few projects done, and none of them were difficult tonight. We ended up with our little snowman on the ornament, how to take a very inexpensive surface and really class it up. I appreciate you being here, and have a great rest of your week. Cheers.